Well, good morning, beautiful, and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. So, this morning we're going to be spending about 45 minutes together. We are going to enjoy putting our makeup on together while we enjoy learning a memory verse, so a little bit of Jesus as well. So, the foundation verse for this podcast, let me get over there to that, is going to be Psalm 119, verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And all of our verses are going to be coming from the Word in Color coloring book. You can see the link and the QR code in there. So let me just kind of show you what that looks like. So for this week, this is our verse, and this is what that book looks like. And so at the end of our season 1, we will have colored every single picture in the coloring book. And so we'll have a photo journal, a coloring journal of everything that we did during season 1. So I would encourage you to go ahead and get your copy so that you can color on with me. If you are just jumping in now on episode 23, no worries at all. You can catch up when you want or don't. Just start from here. The important thing is that you start at all. So we are going to review our verse from last week. Let me get that thing down. We're going to go back here. And I loved the verse that we did last week. You'll see it when we get towards the end, if you haven't seen it yet. But last week's verse was, under his wings, you will find refuge. And that was Psalm 91, verse 4. Is that right? Yep. And so I loved the picture and the image of a mother hen with the chicks protecting them up underneath her wings. I mean, there is a ton of different birds and images that you could use. I've had chickens before. I'm kind of partial to chickens. So anyways, just love that imagery. And I got to tell you, sometimes what helps me remember the verses is remembering the image that was used. So whatever social media platform is your thing, I'm sure I'm on there. Check that out. We also have a website in the works. Me and the mouse in my pocket. There is a website in the works, and that will have all of that on there as well. So as far as that goes, probably my favorite platform for video is going to be probably the YouTube, and then or Podbean. And then if you want to look at the verse pictures themselves, probably my Facebook page would be my favorite 2 platforms. Instagram has them as well. Just your call, whatever your favorite is. So let's look at our verse for this week. For this week, we are going to be working on Galatians. So we're switching gears a little bit. In Galatians 5:13, serve one another in love. And I love that one. Came in a perfect time for me personally, because I have a mission trip coming up in October. And so totally love this verse and how I'm going to be able to pull that out and use that in my daily life as I remind myself that, the mission trip is all about serving other people. That and sharing the gospel and the love of Christ. So both those things. All right, let me get that off here. We're going to get that scrolling across the bottom of our screen. There you go. So while you're putting on your makeup, you're going to see that verse scrolling across the bottom. And that way you can have it at the forefront of your mind. You can integrate it into, what we're doing with our makeup. And then during different points of the makeup application, we're actually going to be referring to that and saying that verse together. So our theme this week is going to be kind of an opposing fuchsia and let's kind of call it kiwi green. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So you can accomplish this look. If kiwi green and fuchsia is not your thing, that's okay. You're going to need 3 main colors. You're going to need a light, you're going to need a medium, and you're going to need a dark. For today's, the medium and the dark can be a little bit closer to color, but they need to be kind of opposing colors. So a little bit of difference in them so that you can get the overall impression and feel of this application. So let's just jump right in. We are going to be using our Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. And with this particular primer, let me get my tissue on my lap. There we go. With this particular primer, you're just going to use 1 pump, and that's going to do your whole face. So just get that on your tips and apply that wherever you know that you are going to need some help with your foundation adhering, where you've got some fine lines and wrinkles. You just need a little bit of love on the primer before you get your makeup in there. So for me, we got a little crowfoot thing going on there. Got some pores going on here. If you use it around your lips and on your lips, it's going to help your lipstick to last longer. Yay, that's a good thing. Then we're going to move to our concealer. This is the Bye Bye Under Eye from It Cosmetics. Mine is the color 11 Light Nude. And we are just going to, I guess I'm going to need a new tube of this one. We are just going to be using a little ribbon of that. A little bit of this goes a long way, so you don't need too much. So we're going to apply that where we need concealer. Any place that's got scarring or you've got darkness of any kind. Maybe you've got a little bit of purple or redness. And this concealer works better when you let it warm up just a little bit to your body temperature. So we're going to let it sit there for just a second while we grab our already hydrated, I guess that'd be rehydrated beauty blender. And that's this right here. We're going to be using the pointy end for the concealer and the round end for the foundation. So we're just going to blend that out here. And this is going to also behave kind of like a eyeshadow primer up there. So I know I have several customers that or guests that have darkness on their eyelid. So especially if you use this as your eye primer, it's going to help even out that skin tone. So when you add those eyeshadow colors, they're going to be more true. There we go. Once you have that blended out the way you want, today I'm going to be using the Lancome Tinty Doll. This is their last edition of it, which has the SPF of 15. I know, I like it, I love it. I'm afraid to switch to the new one because I know they changed the formula. Okay, so this is what we're using. I'm in the shade 215 Buff Neutral. Just give that a light shake so that you got everything mixed around. And we're just going to be using partial pumps. Boop, like that. We're going to start out in the center of the face. It doesn't really matter where you start. This happens to be my order. You like to start on your forehead, you just knock yourself out. The important part is that you're covering everything, that you're using the beauty blender, kind of a tapping, blurring motion, so that everything blends out nice and even and beautiful. All right, we're going to use another partial pump here. They added background music to the live stream. What do you think about that? Oh, nice to see you. I see several of you on here. Okay, so I'm trying something different today. I know I answer your questions, but I don't usually look at them too closely. And so for today, I decided to try to look at the chats as well. So I can see several of you here on with me. So, chat thing is your thing. Ask me a question in there and I'll see if I can get it answered for you. Now, look, you can already see such a difference between the foundation covered side and the not foundation covered side. This is just a beautiful foundation. And we are not going for a cakey look. We are going for a full coverage, but natural look. Okay, kind of natural. All right. I mean, how natural can you be with fuchsia and kiwi green? Oh no, I was born this way. I just can't with myself sometimes. All right. And our last section to do is going to be the forehead, unless you went into different order. Get that hair up out the way. You might be a headband wearer. I don't really like to wear the head. I've tried, but they always smash my hair. And I don't know about you, but I never do my hair before I start makeup because I know I'm fixing to squish it and move it and have to get up and around there. All right, we are now complete with our foundation. So let's move on to setting our foundation. We are going to be using the Lancome Long Time No Shine. I love that this has oil control properties for those of you who are combo to oily skin. Well, actually, I guess it'd be normal through oily. If you have dry skin, it's not that this isn't going to be good for you. It's just especially going to be good for normal to oily. All right, so you're just going to get a little bit in there. Your puff is just going to press that in. You can use a brush if you want. I just don't like how it fluffs powder everywhere. Expensive dust is what that is. And we're just going to press that in. Tapping and blurring. All right, and the last part is going to be the forehead here. There we go. Now we have a beautiful canvas that we can work on for our contouring. So we're going to be using 3 different things today. The first thing that we're going to be using, well, we're going to use a couple different brushes. Let me start with that. The first brush that we're going to use is in IT Cosmetics. This is, I think, technically a foundation brush. We're going to use this end for the bronzer, and then we're going to use this end for the highlighter. And then we're going to use just a traditional blush brush when we get to the brush. So we're going to start out with the NARS. This is the Laguna 2. And using the flat side of the brush, I'm just going to load one side, go just above the brow, cheekbone. You don't want to go too low. We want to lift that area up a little bit, so kind of get that in a little bit of a U shape there. Using the flat side again, we're going to go along the hairline. And now we're going to use the side. Just keep your jaw relaxed and go right up underneath that. You can see the difference between the two sides. And using the flat side again. I'm just going to use a tip a little bit to more chisel out that. There we go. Set that aside. We are going to move to the MAC. This is the Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish. Beautiful color, beautiful color. And the chunky side of this. And kind of in a C shape. We're going to hit the top of that cheekbone and then up that temple. And then we're going to go straight down the face. And make sure we hit that Cupid's bow pretty good. All right. I'm going to set that brush aside. Now we are going to go to our blush brush. We're going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is the Blushed Volume 4. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this color. I really need to get the orange one though. I think it's Volume 3. Okay, these are very pigmented, so you don't need a whole lot. Just a tap, tap, and you're good. And we're going to put that right in between where the bronzer and the highlighter is, and then go up the side of that temple just a little bit. With this one, you don't need to load anymore. Just hit the top of that, into your nose and the chin. Oh my gosh, I just love that. All right, and because we are going to be doing that fuchsia color on our eyes, today we are going to be lining our lips with the Morphe 9. This is Lavender Haze. Kind of a purpley pinky color. All right. You can see where I kind of bubbled right there. No worries. There you go. So now that we've got that first line done, we're going to come just to the inside of that. We're going to line again with just a little bit lighter of a pressure so that we don't have a harsh line. And then just sort of smush your lips together. All right. And now today we're going to be using the MAC. What is this one? This was the Retro Matte Flat Out Fabulous. Looks like that right there. Kind of a fuchsia, pinky purple sort of color. We're going to use the edge of that to just fill in where that Cupid's bow is so we can keep that intact and focused. I love these retro mattes. They just wear so well. All right, now super excited. I know just a couple weeks ago, we unboxed the Culture 2. So I have been playing with this thing you would not believe. So today we're going to be using the Culture 2. We're going to start out with this as our light color. That's going to go up on the top of our brow bone. Then we're going to be using this color. What is that one called? Safari. That is going to be on the outside. This is our dark. And then we're going to be using, I think it was this one here, which is Festive, is going to be our inside color. Then we're going to go over this one with this. And we're going to go over this one with this. So we're just going to kind of set the foundation tone. And then we're going to add that nice shimmer on the top of it. So we are going to start out with our all over shadow brush. This is from It Cosmetics. So technically it's a concealer brush, but you know, a brush is a brush. All right, just swipe that in on both sides. And you're just going to cover that whole upper lid with the, what's that called? Palm Kennel. Just kind of a nice, neutral, peachy, non-color color. And this happens to be a matte, but you could use a shimmer if you want to. Okay. Then we are going to switch to a all over, just like a general purpose shadow brush. Looks like this right here. This happens to be a MAC brush. Can't read the color number. I mean the brow. Okay. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I'm so sorry. We did not say our verse together. So let's say our verse together. It's kind of, I guess, like when you sit down to eat and you forget to say prayer before you take your first bite. Okay. So serve one another in love. You can see that scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and that's going to be Galatians 5:13. Okay. Serve one another in love. Galatians 5:13. Okay. So let's go back to where we were. We have done our lips. We are working on our eyes now. So we're going to go in and dip and grab that Safari. A couple swipes on both sides. That is going to be our outside color. So you're just gonna kind of make a C shape there, or B, or whatever you want to call it. And then blend that up just a smidge. There we go. And same thing on the other side. This one you're going to go just a little bit past halfway. And then blend it out. We don't want it too thick on the inside there. And then just use the flat end of that brush to just blend that out. And this will just set a nice color foundation when we get to that shimmer. All right, we want to make sure that we also have our fluffy brush nearby. Make all the fluffy that you didn't want there disappear. We are going to grab another all over shadow brush, and this time we're going to be going into the festive. So same size brush, 2 swipes both sides. And that's going to go all the way to the inside and just fill in that void that we left by the pink. Now you don't want these to blend together too much. We don't need it looking muddy. We want there to be a little bit of kind of finality finishing with there. All right, now because the shimmer shades that we're using are almost the same shades as the powder or the matte that we just put on, we can use the same brushes. So I'm going to go back to that same pink brush, and this time I'm going to go into the Joloff. No, wait, it's vowel, consonant, consonant. So Jollof. Okay, anyways, we're going into this one. Getting a couple swipes on both sides. And we're just going to go over. Oh, looks like that was a nice little hunk. Woo, woo. There we go. Same thing for the other side. Y'all are not very talkative this morning. All right. Now we're going to go to the green, and we're going to get in that Joss. A couple swipes both sides. Oh my goodness, I just love that color. There we go. Now I feel like I need to increase the shine intensity just a little bit on that Jollof there. So let's go back in, and we're just gonna increase that a smidge. There we go. Okay, dust off. like we need a little something something though. What do we got? I got Waroba, which is kind of a yellow. Nice. Okay, so we are going to switch gears a little bit, still with our eyes, but we're going to line. So I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is the Nubian eyeliner in, I think it's called Kajal. And we are going to line that from the outside edge about halfway, actually almost just where that green starts. There we go. And then we are going to line, here, let me close that palette before I spill it on myself. We're going to line the lower lid just about halfway. All right. Let's grab our liner brush and we are going to get back in those colors there. So liner brush you're going to use on its flat side here. Let's start out first in the Jolliffe. And we are just going to go right along, right upside where that black eyeliner is that we just put on there. And you're going to go just a little bit past where you included the black eyeliner. Okay, I'm so loving these colors. Once you've got that intensity about where you want, going to switch over to the Joss. Wait, was it Joss I was using? I think it was Batik. Super fun. All right, we're gonna grab our liquid liner. Today I am using the Tattoo liner. Let's see, it's in the shade of black, whatever the name is. Make sure you give that some good shake before you start using it, and store these upside down so the tip does not dry out on you. All right, so we're gonna line that whole top of the lid. Not with a heavy line, just a nice thin one. This is going to give some definition to the eye. Kind of like putting a frame on a picture. There we go. I like to do this especially when I'm going to wear false lashes. In the event you don't get your lash all the way to the lash line, this little line right here is going to cover a multitude of sins. There we go. All right, now what we got going on with our brows? I know, today you noticed I don't have pink hair. Was making my bed and folding laundry and had this crazy idea on Sunday. Hey, let's color our hair. What color do you have? Oh, we've got green. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the NYX Epic Wear Liner. This is in the color Emerald Cut. Whatever brow product it is that you're using, make sure that you use that, in its most efficient way. Now, I forgot to tell you this one thing. Okay, so when you're looking forward, especially if you have hooded eyes like I do, you want to make sure that your color is coming up just above where that crease is. And so you can see I'm just a little bit low. I'm going to bring that up just a smidge. There we go. Okay, now back to the brows. All right. And if you do not love your brow shape, come in and see Olivia. Olivia can shape your brow. She can wax your brow. She can recommend brow products for whatever your brow needs. And I love that the brow waxing is now coming with the Wax and Relax service. So you get this absolutely marvelous eye mask under your eyes while you're having your brows done. It's amazing. Trust me. All right. We're going to do that same thing over on the other side here. Following the shape of our brow. And mine kind of stop a little short, so I have to extend them out just a little bit. You want your brow going about 45 degrees. Let me actually come out just a smidge more over here. There we go. And whatever brow product it is that you're using, you're going to want to make sure that you're using a spoolie to get that all nice and in there together. Remove any harsh lines. Brush that hair where you want it to be. After you finish with this, if you want to use a brow setter, you can do that. I don't remove hair for a brow setter. There we go. You can come back with that shadow brush and make sure that everything is cleaned it up. Cleaned it up? That's a new word. There you go, Webster. All right, it is time to do our lashes. So let's do this. We're going to see if I can get this little, there we go, mirror to stick right there. Today we're going to be using our Tarte Lash Curler and our Monsieur Waterproof Mascara in black I think I said waterproof already. There you go. So your lash curler is going to go right at the base of your lashes, but once you press down, you do not want it to pinch your skin. You want it to be just past that. So give it a couple of test crunches before you actually commit to it. And we're going to say our verse together, which is scrolling across your screen. There we go. All right, let me try that again. Here we go. So lash curler is in there. You're going to go test things. You're about ready. Here we go. We're going to say that verse twice together. Here we go. Whoop. Serve one another in love. Galatians 5:13. Try that one more time. Serve one another in love. Galatians 5:13. Switch to the other side. Couple of test clams. Get it about right. There we go. Here we go. And go. Serve one another in love. Galatians 5:13. Do that again. Serve one another in love. Galatians 5:13. All right. Now you're going to grab that mascara, Monsieur Big, Hella Thick, whatever it is that you've got. And we're going to give a coat on the top lashes. Making sure you back sweep so you catch the tips. If you don't like false lashes after you do the mascara, you can just stop there. I would suggest probably 2 coats though, depending on your mascara and your lashes. All right. Isn't it always funny trying to do lashes with the other hand? No matter what hand, right-handed, left-handed, you always have to reach across your body with one of them. I guess unless you're an ambidextrous mascara applier. I don't think I could do that though. Actually, I've never tried. Have you? Okay, and we're gonna catch the bottom lashes. Ooh. Gotta love when you do that. All right, just because I can, I'm gonna do the top one more time. All right. Now today, I am going to be using the Juvia's Place lashes. This is the Nubian Lash, and this is Biba. Really like the way that these look because they've got a little kind of come and go, not so uniform. Then we're going to be using the Eye Lure Lash Glue. And finally, we're going to be using our velour tool to make sure we get those lashes where they need to be. So we're going to hold the lash with our velour tool. Like this paddle that's on the end of this. Lash glue is going to go on the top of the band. And then I also like to put it on the back side of the band, making sure that we're paying special attention to the ends of it. There we go. I'm going to set that one down. Grab the other one. Getting the back side of that band. And the top. Making sure we're paying attention to those ends. We'll seal our adhesive shut. We're going to give that just a second for that glue to set. Go ahead and pick up that first lash that you had. Gonna let it help it just a little bit. And then we're going to set that down on the lash line from the back side. Right down in the middle there. You want it nestled right up next to your lashes. Make sure you got your lashes mixed in there with it pretty good. And grab our other one. There we go. This one by now should be pretty good and dry. I'm going to set that down in the middle from the back side. I just like to kind of grab the lash, sort of press it in. Make sure that it's making a good contact with your lid there. Oh man, I forgot to take a before picture today. All right. And now you can see the lashes are all nice and good and adhering well. All right. So let's come over here and let's say our verse together. We have got serve one another in love, and that is Galatians 5:13. Again, you can see that scrolling across the bottom of your screen. So our last thing that we have to do is, now that we have finished everything that we're working on, I'm going to give it one last dusting. And actually, I'm going to, because I did have to dust a little bit more than normal, I'm going to grab the MAC highlighter and just a little highlighter brush. This is Anastasia's. And let's just come back a little bit. Making sure we don't mess up our lipstick there. But let's just hit that highlighter again. Make sure we've got that good. All right. Now we're going to grab the all-nighter. This is the D-Slick. This is for a combo oily skin, or if you like a good matte finish. So give that a little bit of shake. Tip your head back. Fan that down. And now you are all good to go, ready for the day. So thank you so much for spending your morning with me, with a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. I am Wendy Merritt, and I look forward to chatting with you throughout the week. That can be on whatever social media platform suits you. What is that? X? Oh, sorry, bad joke this morning. Okay, so we're going to review some Bible verses. So let me get this off of my screen right here. Okay, there we go. We are going to come over to, here we go. So We are on 23, episode 23. So that means we are 23 verses deep. So I am going to put on the screen the verse card for you, and then let's say these verses together. If you haven't been with us, that's okay. The scripture's on there, so you can just say it with us. So here we go. And here we go. Episode number 1. I can do, no. So sorry. The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of the Lord endures forever. 1 Peter 1:24 and 25. Episode 2. We had I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. That is Philippians 4:13. Episode 3, we had God's grace is all you need. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Episode 4, be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Episode, I think we're up to 5, the Lord is my strength and my song. Exodus 15:2. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. Psalm 118:24. Then I loved this picture. The moon and the stars you set in place. Psalm 8:3. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Psalm 34:8. What are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Episode 9. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Proverbs 31:25. Great is the Lord and most worthy of praise. Psalm 96:4. I have written your name on the palms of my hands. Isaiah 49:16. What are you up to? Let's see, 4, 8, 12. I think we're on 13 now. We have this hope as an anchor for the soul. Hebrews 6:19. Yes. All right. And then this one, which I had to take bullet points on this one. This one is, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is pure, I think, whatever is holy, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, whatever is, if there is any excellence, think on these things. And that one is Philippians, oh my goodness, Philippians 4:13? I think that's it. Okay. And then I liked this one. The video on this next one was my favorite. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul. And that is Proverbs 16:24. Be the light. Matthew 5:16. And then we stayed in Matthew for the next one. And the next one is you are the salt of the earth. And that's Matthew 5:16. Wait, I had that backwards. This one's 5:13. The other one was 16, right? Yeah. Okay. And then set your mind on things above. Colossians 3:2. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Proverbs 3:5. And then this one was part of the first one. This one is the word of the Lord endures forever. 1 Peter 20:5. Getting a little more recent now. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15. And then we had episode 22, which was last week, which is under his wings you will find refuge. And that is Psalm 91:4. And then let me get that off our screen. We had our verse from this week, if I can find that for you. There we go. And that is serve one another in love. And that is Galatians 5:13. So again, if you want to color along with us, that is going to come from the Word in Color coloring book. You can see that graphic on your screen there. And the link, you can find that link on social media as well. I think there's a post that comes out about that on Sunday. So you're going to find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus on your favorite podcast platform. I've seen a couple of new ones coming out. It takes a couple weeks to get all loaded up in there. My YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Podbean, you get the point. So let me send us out with a blessing this week. All right. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. And that's from Numbers 6:24 to 26. So let me pray us out, and then we will be ready for memorizing that verse this next week. All right. Father God Almighty, we thank you so much for this time together every Thursday morning. And I pray that you would help us to retain these words, to memorize these words, to hold these words in our heart, Father, as a part of the armor of God, that we would use these verses at the most appropriate times, Father, whether for ourselves or for someone else. I just pray that you would give us a blessing this week as we work on these verses, and that you would help us to remember that beauty on the outside is nice, but it's beauty on the inside that is the best. We thank you for all these things in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Well, y'all have a fantastic week this week. Mwah!